Hello everyone, welcome to Club Healed Human. I'm Kimberly, your spiritual minister, healer, and energy transmutation specialist. Excuse me, I'm trying to make sure that tripod doesn't fall over, and I hope it's not too windy and we're getting too much background noise. But welcome to the club, and this is your daily ACIM read and discussion. So let's get right into it. First, let's call Dad in and the archangels and our ancestors. You ready? Let's go. Father, Most High Creator of all things, please be with us now. Archangels and ancestors of the white light, please also be with us now. Thank you. Father, may they feel your message from my soul to theirs. Thank you so much. All right, let's go. Course in Miracles. Hey, Dad, what would you like for the collective to hear today? Three for new beginnings. Here's a good one. This is probably for our more advanced ACIM readers, but it's good nonetheless. I opened to the Manual for Teachers. How do God's teachers deal with magic thoughts? Let's go. Oh, let me get my foot balancing this thing here. Okay, there we go. This is a crucial question, both for teacher and pupil. If this issue is mishandled, the teacher of God has hurt himself and has also attacked his pupil. This strengthens fear and makes the magic seem quite real to both of them. How to deal with magic thus becomes a major lesson for the teacher of God to master. His first responsibility in this is not to attack it. If a magic thought arouses anger in any form, God's teacher can be sure that he is strengthening his own belief in sin and has condemned himself. He can be sure as well that he has asked for depression, pain, fear, and disaster to come to him. Let him remember then, it is not this that he would teach, because it is not this that he would learn. There is, however, a temptation to respond to magic in a way that reinforces it. Nor is this always obvious. It can, in fact, be easily concealed beneath a wish to help. It is this double wish that makes the help of little value and must lead to undesired outcomes. Nor should it be forgotten that the outcome that results will always come to teacher and to pupil alike. How many times has it been emphasized that you give but to yourself? And where would this be better shown than in the kinds of help the teacher of God gives to those who need his aid? Here is his gift most clearly given him, for he will give only what he has chosen for himself. And in this gift is his judgment upon the Holy Son of God. It is easiest to let error be corrected where it is most apparent, and errors can be recognized by their results. A lesson truly taught can lead to nothing but release for teacher and pupil who have shared in one intent. Attack can enter only if perception of separate goals has entered, and this must indeed have been the case if the result is anything but joy. The single aim of the teacher turns the divided goal of the pupil into one direction, with the call for help becoming his one appeal. Then this is easily responded to with just one answer, and this answer will enter the teacher's mind unfailingly. From there it shines into his pupil's mind, making it one with his. Amen. Perhaps it will be helpful to remember that no one can be angry at a fact. It is always an interpretation that gives rise to negative emotions, regardless of their seeming justification by what appears as facts. regardless, too, of the intensity of the anger that it is aroused. It may be merely slight irritation, perhaps too mild to be even clearly recognized. Or it may also take the form of intense rage, accompanied by thoughts of violence, fantasized or apparently acted out. It does not matter. All of these reactions are the same. They obscure the truth, and this can never be a matter of degree. Either truth is apparent or it is not. It cannot be partially recognized. Who is unaware of truth must look upon illusions. Anger in response to perceived magic thoughts is a basic cause of fear. Consider what this reaction means. Oh, it's really getting windy. I hope you can hear me. And its centrality in the world's thought system becomes apparent. A magic thought, by its mere presence, acknowledges a separation from God. It states, in the clearest form possible, that the mind which believes it has a separate will that can oppose the will of God also believes it can succeed. That this can hardly be a fact is obvious, yet that it can be believed as fact is equally obvious. And herein lies the birthplace of guilt. Who usurps the place of God and takes it for himself now has a deadly enemy, and he must stand alone in his protection and make himself a shield to keep him safe from fury that can never be abated and vengeance that can never be satisfied. How can this unfair battle be resolved? Its ending is inevitable, for its outcome must be death. How then can one believe in one's defenses? Magic again must help. Forget the battle, accept it as a fact, and then forget it. Do not remember the impossible odds against you. Do not remember the immensity of the enemy, and do not think about your frailty in comparison. Accept your separation, but do not remember how it came about. Believe that you have won it, but do not retain the slightest memory of who your great opponent really is. Projecting your forgetting onto him, it seems to you he has forgotten too. But what will now be your reaction to all magic thoughts? They can but reawaken sleeping guilt, which you have hidden but have not let go. Each one says clearly to your frightened mind, you have usurped the place of God. Think not he has forgotten. Here we have the fear of God most starkly represented. Here we have the fear of God most starkly represented. For in that thought has guilt already raised madness to the throne of God himself. And now there is no hope, except to kill. Here is salvation now. The angry father pursues his guilty son. Kill or be killed, for here alone is choice. Beyond this, there is none, for what was done cannot be done without. The stain of blood can never be removed, and anyone who bears a stain on him must meet with death. Into this hopeless situation, God sends his teachers. They bring the light of hope from God himself. I just got goosebumps. There is a way in which escape is impossible. It can be learned and taught, but it requires patience and abundant willingness. Given that, the lesson's manifest simplicity stands out like an intense white light against a black horizon, for such it is. If anger comes from an interpretation and not a fact, it is never justified. Once this is even dimly grasped, the way is open. Now it is possible to take the next step. The interpretation can be changed at last. Magic thoughts need not lead to condemnation, for they do not really have the power to give rise to guilt, and so they can be overlooked, and thus forgotten, in the truest sense. Madness but seems terrible. In truth, it has no power to make anything. Like the magic which becomes its servant, it neither attacks nor protects. To see it and to recognize its thought system is to look on nothing. Can nothing give rise to anger? Hardly so. Remember then, teacher of God, That anger recognizes a reality that is not there, yet is the anger certain witness that you do believe in it as fact. Now is escape impossible until you see you have responded to your own interpretation, which you have projected on an outside world. Let this grim sword be taken from you now. There is no death. The sword does not exist. The fear of God is causeless. Oops. But his love is cause of everything beyond all fear, and thus forever real and always true. I love that, and that goes right on the heels of something else I just was talking about privately. You know, the moment we decide, well, actually, every moment of our lives, we're teachers. We're always being an example to someone. The question is, are we teaching them how to be their best selves because we have learned how to become our best selves? Or are we examples and leaders and teachers of something that doesn't really serve even ourselves? When we try to take control, which we never really truly can, but when we allow ourselves to believe we can, we're building our foundations on nothing. When we think about magic, when we encounter magic, and magic brings up all of these emotions, and which it does, and magic I think they're referring to mostly as in certainly the propaganda of our day. Any word spoken that brings fear or distrust or anxiety, those are the type of things that are encapsulated with magic. And this is saying that if it's not joy and happiness and goodness, then it is magic. But really, magic lives on both sides of the street. There's the dark magic that projects negative thoughts, and there's the light magic which projects positive thoughts. And truly, that's the only difference. I know that each has its own 100 different things that they do to get prepared. Statues and incense and, whatever. I don't know black magic, so I'm sure there's lots of things. But I know white magic, because white magic is what is produced when we increase our personal energy vibration through spiritual wisdom. It's manifestation. It's not intentionally developing something against someone in order to hurt them, like magic is intended. No, white magic is manifestation of our greatest selves with the most perfect foundation, allowing the Most High Creator to assist us in creating all things so they benefit all people. And it's always, if it's not exactly the way we want it, it's even better every single time. So we as teachers, all of us, we're also leaders. And we have a responsibility to ourselves to be the best that we could be. So as we lead and as we teach the proper foundation, the proper way. And it's not something that we so much talk about. Of course, there's education, and I bring education. But spirituality is actionable in what you think, what you say, what you do, how you respond, how you look at things, how you treat people. I'm sorry, the little buggies are out. It's been raining all day. My hair's a mess. Spirituality just is. White magic taken in this way is nothing but being your greatest self, allowing yourself to fully absorb spiritual wisdom, to become fully authentic within yourself and produce the beautiful golden eggs that you were meant to produce. Enjoy knowing exactly who the heck you are to begin with. Don't ever miss an opportunity to show someone else the way. Live it to be it. And then you could call yourself a teacher, a leader, someone to look up to. Even as times change, Kids get different mindsets. There's a still basic underlying foundation of who we are that will never change. Everything around us could change, but it changes according to what it is that we want because of who we are. I love you. That's all for today. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.